Ed Ruth, two-time NCAA champion, three-time All-American, can put a smile on Penn State fans by almost salting it away with a win over Ethen Lofthouse. He's ranked number 2, but Ed Ruth is deservedly ranked number 1.
Well, two-time national champion, the last 2 NCAA finals matches, he's won by major decision, so better than an 8-point spread in those matches. So Ed Ruth heavily favored in this bout. You know, it seems to be Ed Ruth and the rest right in on a double leg here. Ethen Lofthouse battling it. And this is one of the things about Ruth that you know, has a little bit of trouble. Does he stay with these attacks or he just let it go? And right now, looks like he's on the hunt.
No takedown, no points awarded by the official.
Got an elbow deep. Nice roll through attempt there by Lofthouse. What he's got to be careful of is that Ruth's cradle, and he feels that right away, and Lofthouse doesn't, goes to his chest, pushes that leg out. He's in a better position to compete now, Lofthouse is. Head up in the scramble.
If he can slip that ankle.
Well, he's in a better position than Ruth is right now. His head's up, he's got that arm, he's got to create a little bit of hip separation, and the crowd is going to go nuts if he's able to get this. But Ruth, ever the competitor, he just kind of hovering. The cradle man. Lofthouse careful not to bring his knee too close to his.
Stalemate. Tom Brands pleased with the effort by Ethen Lofthouse there.
So here's a situation where now the coach has decided to go ahead and look for the takedown. You see Kevin Tan there, the assistant official. Both officials are discussing that, so haven't got a really good look at the scramble yet, but I think Cale was talking about the early part of the takedown. He felt that he got a takedown there, but this is a situation I think that really needs to be addressed in the challenge. Is that if you're a coach that there should be consequences to a challenge, and if you're the coach that goes ahead and gets the challenge and it's not successful, there should be consequences. Like in football where you lose timeouts, I think it's something that they might want to consider. You know, if you're not successful in the challenge, getting team points. Now he thinks that this might be a takedown, but that's a judgment call right there. You may not give it. There was weight on the hands. So it would be before that first action right there where you saw none of this. That's where Lofthouse basically scrambles. Here it is. Is that a takedown? Well, in a lot of people's
right
book,
there
that
is where he's wondering.
Yeah, that's what's in question here. I wouldn't be surprised if he overturns this and gives the 2. You know, but now what do you do with all that wasted action? Okay. But again, if you're unsuccessful with this, there should be consequences. Do you give up team points? I'm just throwing that out there as an idea for everybody to think about. In other sports where you have that, where you contest something, you give up timeouts, you give up things that might be able to help you. So. I think that might be 2. I don't think that whizzer in there, that left arm there, is doing very much. See, as the clock ticks by here, if you had an athlete that was really benefiting and getting the rest because of your protest, that would be, I think there should be consequences to that.
There's great action coming up next Monday, December 30th. The country's best wrestlers converge for a star-studded lineup of matches. Don't miss coverage of the historic Midlands Wrestling Championships presented by Cliff Keen Athletic. December 30th at 9 Eastern, live on BTN and BTN to go.
Well, Cale's happy because he was able to be successful in that challenge. Here it is right here. Comes back through. You notice the left arm of Lofthouse. That's really not a really effective whizzer. He's got weight on the right hand. So I would call that too. You know, didn't surprise me that they overturned that. Great call by Sanderson as far as the challenge. And they're going to go all the way back to 2:45 in the match.
So it's 2 points takedown. A minute.
2:45.
Yeah, 2:45.
So our clock
just add a
is
minute onto that score up there, and it's 2:38 left in the first period. 1 point escape.
And Lofthouse just staying busy right there and competing. Ruth attacking low on the ankle, and Lofthouse was able to kick out, go forward. And Ruth, who's really dominant in the top position with his cross-face cradles and ability to turn a guy from the top position, gave up the escape. Right back in on a shot as Ruth. He switches off to a double leg. Now he's going to continue to drive through. He's got both legs. Nice job by Lofthouse competing. And a great job by Ruth bringing his hips to the party.
Kept driving through.
Yeah, he brought his hips to the party on that one and really drove through real solid on Lofthouse.
A minute 35 left in the first period. After a video review, the officials ended up giving a takedown that they had not previously given to Ed Ruth early in the first period. With 2:45 left, they go all the way back there, gave him the 2 points, and with an escape and then another takedown, the score is 4-1 in favor of Ruth from Penn State. With a little over a minute left.
Right back on a shot here. He hooks the leg. Nice job of splitting the grip once he understood that there's weight on him here. He's got to hold the leg for him to maybe come up. So that's just a half effort there by Ruth in that instance, and wasn't able to get the takedown. Now he attacks the other side. Nice work there. He has both legs lined up. It looks like his strong side on a single leg there. Really good work. You know, when these great wrestlers, when they don't have it going on one side, they just hit the other side, and it seems like the other guy just melts. It folds.
3 takedowns in the first period for Ruth. 3 escapes for Lofthouse. 6-3 with a little over 20 seconds left in the first period. We're at 184 pounds. Penn State leads 16-9, and they could salt it away effectively here with a win. Not completely, but the way it looks, Ruth could really put the knife in for the dual meet with a win.
Very workmanlike by Ruth. That's going to go ahead. Ruth's going to go ahead and take the down position.
Set red, don't move now.
Tim, it doesn't even look like he's breathing out there. Yeah.
And he's wrestled an extra 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Lofthouse from Avon, Utah, Mountain Crest High School. He's a redshirt senior, been in the lineup as a regular starter for a long time for the Hawks. He's ranked number 2, but the number 1 ranked wrestler, Ed Ruth.
Again, he's been able to attack both sides of the body. Lofthouse has really had nothing for him as far as a reaction time, being able to stop him from getting in.
Ruth out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Very successful at Susquehanna Township, but then he went on and won a national prep championship at Blair Academy before coming back to Penn State. The senior, a 3-time All-American, 2-time NCAA champion, and has not lost since his last match, or since his last tournament as a freshman, where he got 3rd at the NCAAs. There's a shot, head to the outside. Warning on Lofthouse. 2 points, takedown for Ruth. Ruth out in front 9-3, and now he's starting to put the afterburners on.
Well, look at the improvement he's made over his career. Straight double leg guy. Now he's got a single leg to both sides, and then that instance he had a head to the outside shot right there that looked really solid. So
Let's go. Action.
Just talk about the way Penn State's looked last week at Ohio State, this week here at Iowa. They look like they're really getting sharp.
Well, that sharpness is that they seem to be the first guy to the attack. It's just like going back to 149-pound weight class. Iowa was in the match for a while, but never got the attack off, and when they attacked late in the match, it really wasn't good enough. So that seems to be a story here. Of course, Ramos, St. John, I mean, those are the quality guys, but the rest of the lineup, I think that, in this weight class with Lofthouse, he really hasn't given Tom Brands an opportunity to be able to go ahead and coach him on something because he really hasn't gotten after his offense. Here's the last shot. Head to the outside shot this time. Okay, notice how he went to the single last time. Now it's a head to the outside, left-handed high crotch here. He's going to dump him down and follow through it. Really tough.
See him out on the toes, hardly ever on his knees, Ed Ruth, when he's on top.
He's always moving forward, and that's good point, Tim, because he's giving up the intentional escape here. Sometimes he looks a little bit disinterested out there, but gosh, you take a look at the things he's executed out there. There's an opportunity for Lofthouse, but see how he's one and done, shot, and then his shoelaces are flat. He has no potential for improvement. His best he can hope for is a stalemate, and he should look at probably staying out of a cradle.
Got to give this crowd credit. I mean, whatever Iowa's gives them an opportunity to get excited, the decibels go up.
Yeah, no question about that, but and over the years, you and I have both seen a lot of great wrestlers go down in this environment to guys that weren't national champions. National champions go down to guys who weren't, but it doesn't seem to be the case. I mean, Ed Ruth clearly a cut above in this weight class.
Ed Ruth coming off, a little rusty perhaps that people thought he was going to be, coming off the month suspension, but it looked like he got interested fast.
Yeah.
Boom. You expect him to be disinterested. He kind of gives that persona, but he looked interested right from the whistle.
Well, I think what shows me his level of interest is way up there is all the variety of technique he's hit from the feet. That is head to the outside shot. He was alive and alert, and he's been a dominant wrestler in the top position, be able to lock a lot of guys up in the cradle, but again, a lot of guys don't really work real hard from that bottom position because they're worried about getting turned. Lofthouse has done a pretty good job of getting the escapes, but he hasn't done really anything. Lofthouse hasn't really done anything to test Ruth's conditioning, so it's all just been a turkey shoot.
Well, in a match or in a meet where it would have been a little closer, this would have been a very important close match for Lofthouse. I mean, it's going to be a major because of the advantage time, but only just barely a major. 4 more points for the Nittany Lions, and they go out front now 20-9.